Sets practice exercises. Number 1, list the elements of set A if A is a set of all the letters in the word Mississippi. So we do not want to list an element more than once in our set. And remember that we need braces to indicate that we are listing the elements in a set. So we have an M, we have an I, we have an S, the I is already mentioned, and we have a P. So that's all we have to do there. Okay, and then the next one is list the elements of the set. If M equals a set of months that have 31 days in it. So one of the poems that my parents taught me goes as follows. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. And then I think there's something else about February, but we know that 31 doesn't have 31 days. So the remaining months then would be January, February, not February, but March, May, July, August, October, and December. Write a verbal description of the set containing elements 3, 6, and 9. So we could say the set of all multiples of 3 between 1 and 10. Okay? All right, next it says write a verbal description of the set containing elements A, I, E, O, U. Well, that is a set of vowels in the English alphabet. So that is the set. Oops. Try to put two words in one place. The set of all vowels in the English alphabet. Okay, then they ask on number 5, is a set with elements 1, 3, and 5 a subset? Remember, a subset means that 1 and 3 and 5 have to be elements of the set they're talking about. So are they? Is it a subset of the set of odd integers? Well, since 1, 3, and 5 are odd, we can say yes. And we can say that it's proper because 1, 3, and 5 are not all of the odd integers. So yes. Then it asks, is a set with the elements red, white, and blue a subset of the set of the colors of the American flag? Yes, because the American flag has colors red, white, and blue in it. But it asks if it's a proper subset, and that's going to have to be a no, because since the American flag has all of the red, white, and blue, that makes the sets equal to each other. So no. Then they asked us to list all of the proper subsets of the set with elements red, white, and blue. Well, we know that we are not going to include the set that has all 3 elements. So we're looking with the set with 0 elements, that's an empty set. The sets with just 1 element, and I'm just going to use the first letter of all of these colors just to save time. So that's all the sets with 1 element, and then now with 2 elements. Red and white, red and blue. Okay, that takes care of the red, and then white and blue. Okay, and again, since they asked for proper subset, we are not going to write the set with the 3 elements. Then they asked us to list all the subsets of a set with elements A, B, C, and D. So that is 2 to the 4th power tells us that we're going to have 16 subsets. So I will try to write small. All right, no elements would be the empty set. Now let's list the sets with 1 element. So A, a set with B, a set with C, in a set with D. Okay, now we're going to need to set all the sets with 2 elements. So we have A and B. All right, what else can we link to? A to? A and C. A and D. Okay, now let's try the B. So we already know that B is linked to A, so we can link B to C and B to D. Now B's been linked to everything else, so now let's look at C. Now C has already been linked to A and B, so we'll link C to D. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Okay, now let's look for the 3 elements. I should only have 4 of those. So that's A, B, and C. A, B, and then now D. All right, let's, we already have all the A's and B's, so let's go from A to C, and then D. All right, I've done everything I can with A, so let's look at B. So with B, I have B, C, and D. All right, that's all 4, and then the last one, of course, is a set with A, B, C, and D. All right, next on number 9, they asked how many subsets are there for a set with elements 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. I think the most important thing is for us to know how many elements there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're just looking for the number of subsets. So that's going to be, remember, 2 to the 7 power. And that gives us 128. Right, how many proper subsets are there for the set with elements A, E, I, O, and U in it? So that's 5. Remember, proper subsets means that we don't want this particular set right here, okay? So that's going to be 2 to the 5th power, and then we're going to have to take away 1, so that's 31. How many proper subsets are there for a set with elements 1 through 100? But you'll notice that they ask the same thing twice. Now, before you get these notes, I will try my best to remember to correct this, okay? So let's go ahead and assume they're just asking for how many subsets are there in set A, and then they're asking for proper subsets, okay? So how many subsets? That would be 2 to 100. They were just asking us first to write our expressions. So that's the number of subsets. And remember the number of proper subsets? Oh, we just have to subtract 1 from that. And they don't want us to calculate the values.